My name is Alina Adams. I was born in Odessa, USSR. I wrote 2 books set in the Soviet Union. My daughter was born in America. I'm going to tell her about the Soviet experience through books.
So we're going to do something a little different this week. For the past couple of weeks, we have been doing exclusively adult books, but Nina Kosman sent me this children's book, Behind the Border. So this week we are going to do a children's book. Now, considering the fact that you are a teen and we have been doing adult books up to this point, we don't make artificial distinctions. I'm one of those moms who says you can read anything you want, right? So when you were a child, I let you read adult books, and when you're an adult, I'll let you read children's books. I'm a very generous mother, but I actually wanted to show you this because it has a lot of photos and I wanted you to look through it and I want to see what does it look like to you, modern teen. This book, which has many photos of growing up in the Soviet Union in the 1960s, which is even older than me because I was only born in 1969. Ooh, now everybody knows how old I am. But I know, are you shocked? So take a look and tell me what you see and tell me what you think of what you see.
I thought my school uniform was bad. I couldn't. The plaid skirt, a nice white shirt at 5. None of those shirts would be white by the end of the day.
No, it's amazing actually. Those of you who actually went to school in the Soviet Union, you see, I had a trauma. This is now a chance to talk about my trauma. So as you all know, school starts on September 1st in the Soviet Union when you're 7 years old. But the year that I was 7 years old, we had a ticket to leave the Soviet Union on September 20th, which is 3 weeks after school starts. So my parents did not think it was worth the bother to send me to school, get the uniform and register me in the books and all that, when they knew we would be leaving in 3 weeks. Oh, fun fact, I didn't know. They didn't tell me that we would be leaving the Soviet Union because they were afraid I would tell someone else. So it's September 1st, and those of you who know what a huge holiday it is. Those who don't know, the girls have the giant bows in their hair, the ones that are bigger than their heads. Everyone's in their uniforms with the white aprons. Everybody's looking so festive, flowers, so many flowers that they're running to bring the teachers. So it's the biggest holiday that could happen when you're 7 years old, and I am sitting at home like the village idiot because I don't get to go to school, and I don't know why. But that whole story was told to say, yes, white aprons. I do not understand how a child can keep that apron white all day. Oh, she is laughing and cannot even find the words to describe how funny it is to see a child with a kerchief on her head. Now, you've seen the pictures of me with the kerchief on my head, so something about kerchiefs on a child's head makes her deeply, deeply amused.
It's just so unbaby. It's so serious for a baby.
Well, kerchiefs are a serious thing.
Maybe that's why you don't like hoods. Because you miss your kerchiefs.
No, I don't like hoods because I don't like having my peripheral vision blocked. But sure, let's go with that. Kerchief trauma. You see all the white aprons?
That's crazy to
See
me.
a class full of white aprons?
What's a young pioneer?
Oh, this is important. This is the most important thing that can happen to a young person. Now, I've already had to miss the great big festive day of the first day of school. I certainly never made it to being a young pioneer, and by the time I was in America, I didn't really care about being a young pioneer, but when I was a young Soviet child, oh, it's so prestigious. You get your red scarf, and you get a picture of what in America they call baby Lenin. You get like a little star with a picture of young Lenin, and now you are one of Lenin's helpers, and you are going to bring communism to the world. You are a young pioneer. It is very exciting. Your grandmother once lost her scarf because I don't remember what she did at school, but she did something bad, and they took her red scarf away, and it was a whole ceremony, and she was humiliated, and she was no longer a young pioneer. You have no idea how devastating that was for her. She got over it, though. Although, I don't know, I'm sure if I asked her now, she probably still remembers how devastating it was to have had her red Young Pioneer scarf taken away. So my understanding is that Behind the Border by Nina Kosman is currently out of print. She actually sent me her own personal copy, but I bet you can probably find them used in various stores and online. So if you have kids, the fact is, I make my child listen to my stories, and she's old enough and actually likes reading adult books, but if you have younger kids, then something like Behind the Border, which I assume is a literal translation of Za granica, is going to be a really good choice.